Mountain Standard Time. And darn it, we are going to live up to our promise. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all the living on the Thin Line family out there. We don't know that we'll have a lot of people that'll tune in today. It doesn't really matter. We just wanted to keep the thread going here for you. We are like you right now. We have, or maybe you've already finished if you're Central Time Zone or Eastern Time Zone. We have a 22-pound turkey in the oven. I have just for the first time in my life made homemade coleslaw. I was going to make it the other day to be a side dish with a pork dish, but I never made the pork. So we've got green beans going. We've got all of that going. We have enough food to feed 12 people, and it's just going to be the two of us. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my brother Jerry says happy Thanksgiving, Shirley. But we decided, and she says happy Thanksgiving to you, buddy. Not buddy, brother. Your brother can be your buddy.
And okay. Lily.
Yeah, and Lily. Lily cannot be my brother. Okay? I guess she could be my buddy, although, all right. I don't want to get caught up in that stuff. We are your daily distraction of the anger, anxiety, weirdness, and hoopla in the world today. Hopefully, you are creating your own distractions today and not letting all the weirdness that seems to whirl around us affect you. And you are doing your best to have an enjoyable day. Like I said, we are making a Thanksgiving dinner like we're having a large group of people over. What we'll do with the food, I don't know. Maybe I'll take it down to a shelter. Maybe I'll freeze it and eat it all myself later. The latter seems like the route I'll go as opposed to the former. But we decided that we would make it as normal as possible. We are a little more social distant than we were, say, even a month ago, with vaccines on the horizon and the virus rising. Vaccines on the horizon and the virus rising. We've decided, though, we were invited places and we could have invited people over, or we could have went places. I would have loved this year to go into my brother's house in Los Angeles and had Thanksgiving. That would have been grand. It truly would. See my daughter, see my family. But I held off. It's not that I'm missing Thanksgiving. I'm not. I'm having Thanksgiving. And most of the people that I know and love and care about are having whatever their version of Thanksgiving is as well. We're just not all cramming into one particular house. And I think that's wise. Now, how many people are cramming into one particular house? I'm not a doctor, and I don't even play one on Facebook. But I don't think that's wise. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Jim Perry, Bob Austin, Lily. A lot of the members of the Living on a Thin Line family are beginning to gather right now. We're not going to stay with you long because we got stuff to do downstairs. We do have a couple people staying with us, my grandson and my stepdaughter. And, of course, later on this evening, they'll pick at the bones as well. But we're having kind of like a Thanksgiving day here, a lazy day. What do I love about Thanksgiving? And there's a lot of things I love about it. And I'm not going to do all the, all the ad hominem things. It's the day we give thanks and all this. What do I personally love about Thanksgiving? Why have I always loved Thanksgiving? Not the origin story, but why? It's the one day of the year that without trying, my brain shuts off the constant whirl and twirl and turmoil and thought and strategizing and manipulating and planning that it does constantly. The chatter, for some inexplicable reason, the chatter shuts down for me on Thanksgiving Day. Maybe it's because my secret for making a turkey, that secret is pretty time intensive. I baste it every 20 minutes with pure, unadulterated butter. By the way, people ask me to go, what's the secret to good cooking? I'll tell you what it is. It's sugar, it's fat, it's salt, it's grease, and butter. So the turkey is pretty time intensive. The turkey just, I will eat a larger meal than I normally eat. I'm not going to worry about calories today. I'm not going to worry about vegan today or keto today or vegan keto. That's the new diet book I'm going to put out, the vegan keto diet. Hey, you can be vegan and keto, same at the same time. Just like Cato. And then I'll claim that Cato from the Green Hornet did, and it'll be a lie, and I'll get sued. But by that time, I won't get sued if I make a lot of money, so it won't make any difference. I don't worry about any of that today. I just kick back, and I hope you are kicking back too. Now, if you then go, I need to go somewhere tonight. I feel I'm starting to feel isolated. I'm starting to feel strange. I'm starting to feel agitated. I'm starting to feel unhappy. And you live in the greater Gilbert area, then may I highly suggest that you go check out Isaac the Magician tonight at JP's Comedy Club, jpscomedyclub.com, 860 East Warner Road. Man, I say that like I've said it before. DJ Payne opening for Isaac the Magician, two of my favorite artists that I work with on a pretty regular basis here in the greater Phoenix, greater Gilbert, greater Maricopa axis of comedy. Go down and check them out. Show at 7 o'clock. It'll be a fun night. What I love about that club is that Jim is really Jim's got two thoughts going through his mind, and the first one is I think I've got acne. No, that's not one of his thoughts. One of his thoughts, two of his thoughts are, I want people to have a good time and I want them to be safe. So even though he can seat a lot more, they seat 50 or less people there, safe social distance seating, masks required to enter. Don't have to wear a mask at your table, although I'd kind of suggest it. Wear a mask when you're going through the room. It's alcohol free, so you don't have currently, so you don't have to worry about any drunken behavior. Right now, you can just go down and have a great time. Tonight is a family-friendly show, so you can go down there, and we're all doing something other than just staying in our house, whether it's going to the store or going for a drive or certain people that we visit. And if you've been good and you behaved and you're watching yourself, and by God, I applaud you for that. You might want to check out JP's. Now, let me say this. Hello, Tina and Mike Lawson. Happy Thanksgiving. Let me say this. If you don't want to go anywhere, and I don't blame you, and I'm actually reducing the amount of outside of the home stuff I'm doing until the vaccine becomes available. I'm treating the situation like it's March, April, May right now. And you still want to see something fun, go to one or two Facebook pages. Tempe Center for the Arts, or I believe it's on my Facebook page. I'll double check it. We did a live show with no audience except for you at Tempe Center for the Arts. We pre-taped on the 19th. It showed last night, Tempe Center for the Arts. I hosted the show. It's not necessarily me performing, but it's me doing one of my favorite things, which is hosting the show, my own little version of being a talk show host. It was fantastic with the wonderful entertainment artistic director down there, Eileen May. And it had on it Jim Perry, Mary Upchurch, Keith Ellis, and Bob Kubota. Now, we did it in a theater that I've oftentimes packed out. Hundreds of people have seen me do hundreds of shows in that particular theater in Tempe, Arizona. But on the 19th, we pre-taped for the 25th, a show with no audience. But, man, the production values are fantastic. And the artist, put on a hat right now. Go find a hat and put it on. Then take off your hat to the artists that performed on that, because with no audience, they still had impeccable timing, impeccable connection. They had fun, and they put on a show for you. So if you want to see comedy, and you want to see the kind of comedy that we got going on out here in Phoenix, or some of the comics, because we got a lot of different kinds of comedy going on out here, go to the Tempe Center for the Arts page. You'll find the link to be able to watch the show, Thanksgiving comedy show, or go to my Facebook page. I've got no bobbleheads for you today. Today is kind of a traditional day. And on a traditional day, hello, Kevin Brown. Traditional day, we should be listening to traditional music. And we should be watching traditional movies. So there are certain movies that are now considered Christmas movies. When I was a kid growing up, It's a Wonderful Life became the definitive Christmas movie. With Jimmy Stewart, about a guy who gets to find out what the world would be like if he was never born. By the way, that movie was a flop when it came out. It almost tanked both Jimmy Stewart and the director's career. Okay? Wasn't working at all. it went into public domain. No one had redone the copyright on it. So sometime in the 70s, so in the 70s when there was like NBC, CBS, ABC, PBS, and then a local station, local stations were able to air It's a Wonderful Life for nothing because there was no copyright on it. And they had to air something. They figured, well, we'll put this on instead of a Tarzan movie. And all of us who were coming of age in the 70s and 80s, who were at our parents' house, putting on our best behavior, even though we were tripping balls or hiring a kite or secretly drunk, okay, or even not that, just going, all right, I'm going to be here, and you know how you're a little bit of a jerk when you're young, going, I'll go over to mom and dad's or go to my aunt and uncles, my grandma's, and hey, how's everybody doing? Yeah, doing good in school. Then I'll get the hell out of here. When you were looking for something to do, because you couldn't relate to anyone, you turned on the TV and there was It's a Wonderful Life. And millions of people were just like me. We didn't know it. We didn't know there's millions of us watching it going, this is a trippy movie, dude. This is kind of like a dark movie, but it's also funny. And It's a Wonderful Life became all of a sudden a Christmas classic, almost undone by the Me Too movement recently. And one of the bones I would have to pick with certain cultural things, socially cultural things, with those who align themselves with that, not the movement in total, but on those little sidebar issues. For me, a Christmas movie, hold on to your horses, is Bad Santa. To me, that is my now all-time favorite Christmas movie. The generation before us, it was, what was it? It wasn't A Christmas Carol. It was A Miracle on 34th Street as a traditional Christmas movie. Christmas Carol, traditional Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life. Some people say one of the National Lampoon movies. What's that?
White Christmas.
White Christmas. Okay. For me, Bad Santa is just one of the best damn Christmas movies ever. But it's not Christmas today. Today it's Thanksgiving. So we need a Thanksgiving movie. Here's what I'm going to nominate, even though it has nothing to do with Thanksgiving. But it gives you that warm feeling, but at the same time, that little left of center counterculture, mischievous kind of joy, The Big Lebowski. I am nominating The Big Lebowski to be America's official Thanksgiving movie. Now, if you think about it, the character Jeff Bridges plays in it is an easygoing guy who's grateful for little simple things. Doesn't want much in life. He just wants his rug back. And he doesn't let any of the things that are tossed at him really knock him off his beam. Like most Americans, he finds himself sometimes in incredible trouble, and then just by a stroke of luck, pulled right out of it, and he does the right thing, even when the right thing is not going to benefit him. So I watched The Big Lebowski today. I suggest you watch it today if you haven't, if you're looking for that Thanksgiving movie. And I nominate The Big Lebowski to be the official Thanksgiving movie of the United States of America. You can discuss it if you want, but if not, I'm going to pass it by unanimous consent. Do I hear a second for the emotion? Not the emotion. Do you second that emotion?
I do.
We have a second. We have a motion and a second right here on Facebook Live, right here on YouTube on the Comedy Schools channel, right here on ComedySchoolsRadioNetwork.com. A motion and a second to make The Big Lebowski the official Thanksgiving movie for the United States of America. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made American history right here on Living on a Thin Line today on Thanksgiving Day 2020. All right. Do not worry. Not all of 2020 is a loss. There's been a lot of sorrow in 2020. But one bright spot we'll be able to point to years from now. And those you watch will be able to say, I was there, man. Man, I was there the day that The Big Lebowski officially became, by proclamation, the official Thanksgiving movie for the United States of America. So I think we can all feel good about that. Now, like I said, I'm not going to stand real long because I'm basting a turkey every 20 minutes, and the show's usually a half hour long. Okay? So then the question is, it won't burn if I don't baste it. But then, am I really living up to my work ethic? I don't know. All right. I've done a couple things differently today. And usually, no matter what's going on, I wear clothes, but I'm in pajama bottoms today. That's how casual I am. Usually, I would never disrespect my audience, even though you never see my bottom. And don't take that wrong. Okay. But today, I'm just wearing jammies. But you can't really tell, can you? Okay. But because it's a kickback day, it's Thanksgiving. Let's all kick back. If you're making a turkey, don't freak out over it. Turkey is one of the easiest things in the world to make. You know, you thaw it, you stuff it, you stick it in the oven. If you got a meat thermometer, that makes it even easier. But, 22-pound turkey, 5 to 6 hours. It's just turkey. Don't worry about it. If you've never done it before, and you haven't done it this year, plan on doing it next year. You'll feel good about yourself. You feel like you've accomplished something. You discover there's no great mystery to it. Let's make a musical selection today, shall we? All right. So we're going to make a musical selection from this CD. Okay. And this CD is called Vintage Country. It's a CD I picked up somewhere. I don't remember where. Oh, you know where I got this? Okay. Now I'm not going to tell you. But it's a pretty cool cover here. It's like a paper cover as far as the CD goes. If you open it up, there's Hank Williams. There's Waylon Jennings, Outlaw Country. There you go. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Let's see if we got a third opening here. We do. And, of course, inside on the inner sleeve, Miss Tammy Wynette. Okay. I don't want to play house. All right. So this is a great compilation of some of the greatest American music ever. Music that became country music. Country and Western, here's what it says. Country and Western's greatest performers have always tapped into the highs and lows and hopes and heartaches of average people. But while the subjects they sing about, heartache, wanderlust, fast living, may be commonplace, the genius they bring to their songs is extraordinary. This compilation highlights 18 touchstone selections from artists who laid the groundwork for today's country music. And on here, we got Willie Nelson doing Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. Beautiful song. Loretta Lynn singing She's Got You. Buck Owens doing My Heart Skips a Beat. Marty Robbins, I Walk Along. Tammy Wynette, I Don't Want to Play House. Waylon Jennings, Only Daddy That'll Walk the Line. Oh, So Lonesome Me. Linda Anderson, Rose Garden. Conway Twitty. We almost have to pause out of respect. And also because Ray, the Wonder Cat, has just jumped up here and is going to get ready to knock over everything. Say hi, Ray. Ray's doing fine. Merle Haggard doing Mama Tried. Johnny Cash doing Ring of Fire. Ernest Tubb, Walking the Floor Over You. What a great tune. Sons of the Pioneers doing Cool Water. And I have a special connection with that song. When I was a little kid, my dad used to sing to us before we went to bed. And Cool Water was one of the songs that we wanted him to sing. That and Ghost Riders in the Sky. Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys doing Faded Love. Patsy Cline, Walking After Midnight. Eddie Arnold, The Cattle Call. Here's the song that I'm going to recommend off of here. Okay? And I have to go out of respect to the ladies of country music because they're the real backbone of any country lifestyle. Miss Tammy Wynette singing I Don't Want to Play House. You got to understand that Tammy Wynette and songs like I Don't Want to Play House were quite controversial in their day, as was her song Divorce. People, you shouldn't be singing about that. Country people got upset. People that ran things got upset. But the regular folk, regular people who were living paycheck to paycheck and week to week, people who were driving on bald tires on gravel roads, okay, worried about getting laid off, worried if there's any side work, women going, oh, Lord, I don't know if we can afford to have this baby. What am I going to tell them? They understood. Tammy Wynette spoke to them. And when their marriages broke down and they felt like failures, and in America, they treated people who got a divorce or whose marriages didn't work out like they were less than human. People like Tammy Wynette was able to connect with them and let them know that she understood their struggle and certainly understood the struggle of so many women out there whose husbands would just sit there with their hands wrapped around a beer bottle like they were trying to crush it. Just listen to some Hank Williams song over and over again. Tammy Wynette spoke to them. Tammy Wynette will speak to you. It's a traditional holiday. Nothing more traditional than country music. And nobody more traditional America today than the great music of Tammy Wynette singing I Don't Want to Play House. So we're going to put that link up for you. Maybe you listen to that. Listen to some other great tunes off here. I would definitely, if you've never heard, you've all heard Patsy Cline's Walking After Midnight. If you never listened to Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys, check them out. Check out Conway Twitty. He was a badass. And of course, on here we got George Jones doing The Race Is On, which is one of his most popular songs, but not one of his best. Tammy Wynette, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go tend to my bird. You tend to yourself. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, okay, with the whole show, with the whole gang. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. Let's stay safe. Let's stay distant now so we can be close again next year. Thanks a lot. You've been watching Living on a Thin Line. Bye-bye. Goodbye, YouTubers. Go eat some pumpkin.